You're listening to Financial Advisor Marketing, the best show on the planet for financial advisors who want to get more clients without all the stress. You're about to get the real scoop on everything from lead generation to closing the deal. James is the founder of theadvisorcoach.com, where you can find an entire suite of products designed to help financial advisors grow their businesses more rapidly than ever before. Now, here is your host, James Pollard.
All right, financial advisors, welcome back. This is King James. I know that's people call LeBron James King James. I'm taking that title now. You can call me King James because today we're going to talk about how to tell if a financial advisor is poor. Does that perk your ears up a little bit?
I can't wait.
So I want to jump right into this. I'm not going to tell a little story, and I'm going to talk about O.J. Simpson or Jordan Belfort, Wolf of Wall Street. We're going to get right into it today because I know that's what financial advisors want. They're chomping at the bit. They want to know, how can this guy tell if I'm broke? How does he know?
Does he know me?
Their insecurities are, I'm dredging them up like a ship that's been at the bottom of the ocean for 100 years. I'm dredging that thing up. So according to U.S. News, respectable publication, great publication, read it all the time. Not really, but when I see a statistic, I highlight it and I put it in my little file. So, but according to U.S. News, the average financial advisor makes, how much do you think they make, Jonathan?
A couple $100,000. I don't know, $500,000. No, really probably about $100,000. Average though, right?
Yeah. And well, you are kind of sort of right. So the average financial advisor makes $90,530. Well, the graph, if you actually look at the graph for financial advisors, you'll notice that like the top 10%, they do make a couple $100,000. They make over $208,000 per year.
Double.
It's not bad. I mean, that's a respectable income, right?
Yeah.
But when you look a little deeper, well, actually, I shouldn't even say that. You're in Florida, right? I mean, that's not even decent, right?
No, that's good money down here.
Okay, all right. I was in Miami.
South Florida is different.
Yeah. Okay. I know. I'm going to get off track again. I know these financial advisors are chomping at the bit, but I was in Miami, and you know me. I'm just wearing like sweatpants and like a t-shirt, and just like hanging out. These women and men, both of them, walking around in designer clothing. I was in, Brickell? Is that what it is?
Yeah, Brickell, I think.
Yeah, and these people walking around in suits and Armani and Gucci and Louis Vuitton. And I was like, whoa. I was like, did I go to another like universe? And it seems like everybody was driving like a Porsche or Porsche, depending on if you're a snob or not, or a Ferrari, and like these cars were everywhere. And I'm a pretty successful guy, and I don't even have I choose not to have these types of cars. And I was like, whoa, are all these people making like $400,000, $500,000, $600,000 or $1 million a year? Because that's what they were dressed like.
Yeah, I
was confused. So I thought that was you hanging down in Brickell.
I drive a Ford truck, buddy.
Oh, wow. Hey, good. You know what? Honestly, good for you. If you read The Millionaire Next Door, we know. We got your eye on you. That's what they drive.
That's right, baby. V8.
But back to what I was talking about. If you look at the graph, the truth is that there's a handful of financial advisors who are essentially making all the money. And when I tell you that the average is $90,530, that sounds like there's half below that, like half of all financial advisors below that, and then half of all financial advisors above that. That's actually not true. There's like a handful, seriously, like a handful of financial advisors who are making like $900,000, $1 million plus like per year. And they skew the average up so much. So there's a lot of financial advisors who are only making $60,000, $70,000, $80,000. Now, that's above average for the United States as a whole. So it's not terrible. But the truth is that most financial advisors are poor. And it doesn't sound good when I say it like that, but it's true. It's true. And it turns out there are several ways to tell if a financial advisor is poor or not. And one of my friends told me this, and I think it's so true. He said, one way you can tell if somebody is poor, now he's not talking directly about financial advisors. He said one way if you can tell if somebody's poor is if they have their personal cell phone number and their email signature or business card. What do you think about that?
That's interesting.
Interesting. Yeah, I know. And when I tell people that, they kind of say the same thing. They're like, some people totally disagree with me and they're like, no way. But the people who disagree with me, they tend to have the cell phone. They tend to have the cell phone number in their email signature or their business card. And I don't mean like your office phone number. That's different. I'm talking about your personal cell phone in your pocket right now. Your business card's out there circulating with that phone number on it. And I have to admit, I totally agree with him now. But when he first told me, I guess like the way he said it, like, how you say things is more important than what you say, that kind of thing. Yeah. I was kind of like, dude, really? Like, what are you talking about? And he's like, yeah, no, if your personal cell phone on your email signature, your business card, like, you're poor. I was like, wow. And, people think I'm rough around the edges. This guy, he wasn't holding back. And it's true. Like, it's totally true, because successful people, they're just not stupid with their time, because they would never give other people such an easy way to contact them. And I want you to think about this. Do you think Bill Gates has his personal cell phone number in his I can't even say it. Do you think Bill Gates has his personal cell phone number in his business card or his email signature, Jonathan?
I don't even think he has an email signature. He's got somebody for that.
Now, I was reading an article that Mark Cuban does most of his business by email. So apparently Mark Cuban doesn't like meetings. He doesn't like going to the office. He basically said, I don't want to have a phone call. I don't want to have a meeting. And I don't want to go into the office unless I'm picking up a check. I was like, pretty good life philosophy. But he does most of his stuff by email. Like, he wakes up in the morning, checks his email, which I tell financial advisors do not do. But, hey, whatever. Mark Cuban does it. I'm a little flexible, right? But most of his business is done through email. And he's actually invested in people. He's brought people on his team, not the Mavericks, but like his business team, through email. And because he spends so much time on email, I can logically assume Mark Cuban is responding to a lot of emails every single day. That makes sense, right? Yeah, responding to and from.
Yeah, sure.
Now the question is, does Mark Cuban have his personal cell phone number in his email signature? What do you think, Jonathan?
Apparently not. He doesn't even want phone calls.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't even think about that. That's true. You got me there. Yes.
Hey, financial advisors. Are you ready to take your business to the next level and get more clients with less stress? I invite you to join the James Pollard Inner Circle, a paper and ink newsletter that gets delivered directly to your door every month. When you join now, you'll also get a 90-minute instant download called 5 Keys to Success for Financial Advisors, a $97 value for absolutely free. All you have to do is head over to theadvisorcoach.com/newsletter and join today.
Yeah, he doesn't give out a cell phone number. And when financial advisors give out their cell phone number, like it's nothing, like they just hand it out like it's water, like it's free. I know they're not successful. And I didn't realize this until like a couple months ago when my friend pointed it out to me, because even though you want people to call you, like that's what I understand. That's what you want. You want your phone to ring. You want people to get in touch with you. You want people to call you and set an appointment. I get it. It's all good. But even though you want that, you should never, ever give people, and even your network, even people who are like in your Power 200 or whatever, you don't want to give them complete unfettered access to you, because people are time vampires. They won't stop until they bleed you dry. I heard you laugh a little bit. Why are you laughing about the time vampires thing?
I love that idea. But the thing, like, I'm struggling with this idea. It's like just butting my head against the microphone here, because there's layers to this, right? Because if you're doing marketing out to the public, you don't want those people calling you. You want them being captured somewhere. But what about your best clients, like your top 5 people? I mean, can you share that with them?
Well, this is one piece of information that I previously only shared with my inner circle members, but I will indulge some people. I'm not going to give the whole thing away, but the secret, I'm using finger quote secret because it's kind of a secret, not really. You want to give your assistant a list of people that are like VIPs. And I believe Dan Kennedy talks about this in his time management book, where like something like that, and it works. I mean, it just works for almost any business. And I've talked to a lot of assistants and a lot of receptionists for financial advisors over the years, and one of the things that they struggle with the most is like they want to keep the financial advisor happy, and they want to be a gatekeeper, and they want to keep him or her productive. But there are some times when people call and they just honestly don't know whether or not to transfer that person. And they're not the bad people, and they're not second guessing the financial advisor, and they're not trying to sabotage the financial advisor. They just literally don't know. But if you give them a list of VIPs, meaning if this person calls, I'm going to drop everything, going to be like a bat phone response. And then it's clear to them. You know, you have a list. The list has your wife, your girlfriend. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Your wife, it has like client number 1, client number 2, I guess like your business partner, I don't know. And that's 4 people. And like your doctor or your kid's school, right? Yeah. Your kid's school, your wife, 2 clients, and your partner. Those are 5 people. You give your receptionist or your assistant a list of those 5 people. And no matter what, come hell or high water, if it's not a person on the list, they don't get through. Perfect. And that makes everything easier. Now, there's a second part to that. And unfortunately, everyone, I'm not going to give that away for free. Like, I'm just not. Yeah, no, you're not going to make me budge here. Not at all. Because, I mean, people pay good money for this information. I'm not going to give that away for free. So, but essentially what you want to do is you want to have your assistant have that confidence. And if you don't have an assistant, then just don't answer the phone. I know on iPhones, now everyone else probably is more tech savvy than I am, but on iPhone, there's a little like moon button. It's do not disturb. You want to turn that thing on. It just put your phone away, or airplane mode. I never use airplane mode. I use do not disturb, but you just want to block out your time. You want to focus on people that you can help. You want to focus on the known variable, because if you're prospecting and marketing, that's a known variable. You know what you're doing. You know your strategy. You know your system. But when you let other people call you and interrupt you, that's an unknown variable. So why stop the known variable to work on an unknown variable? I wouldn't do it. So I don't recommend financial advisors do it either. Now, moving on. Another way to spot a poor financial advisor, and this did not come from my friend. This is from me. So this is me speaking. You can tell if a financial advisor is poor by asking this question. You ask, do you have a plan?
Are you kidding me?
Fairly simple question. Do you have a business plan? Do you have a marketing plan? Do you have a life plan? It doesn't matter. It's just like, do you have a plan? Do you know? And even Ben Franklin said, now Ben Franklin's on one of these monies here. He's on the $100 bill. And honestly, I don't know who is on all the other bills, because I just don't deal with them. If I
peasant money.
if it ain't got Ben Franklin on it, Jonathan, like it like,
doesn't count.
I gag a little bit. Yeah, I told my lady the other night, you know, I pay the restaurant bill with the credit card. I was like, you got the tip, right? Or she always likes to do that. I don't know why. I have no problem leaving the tip, but I was like, you got the tip this time. She's like, sure. She starts pulling these things out. And I was like, is that George Washington or Abraham Lincoln? Like, what? And I just started gagging.
Lost your whole dinner.
Yeah, right. Lost my, thank goodness I had already eaten, because I would have lost my appetite at that point. Well, according to consulting firm CEG Worldwide, you don't really need to know what that is, but it's just a fancy consulting firm for financial services. According to them, 80% of financial advisors producing $1 million or more have written plans. The big earners, 80% of the time, they've got plans. Now, that should tell you something. It should tell you, maybe I should have a plan. And on the other side of that, the advisors who are making $75,000 per year or less, again, not a terrible income. I'm not knocking anybody who has a $75,000 or less income, but I'm completely cognizant you probably want to increase your income. But those people making less than $75,000, they had written plans only 7% of the time.
No kidding.
Which side do you want to be on? And it's pretty clear. Like when you look at that, you say the people making big bucks have almost always have plans. And the people making a small amount of money, comparatively speaking, they almost never have plans. So pretty cut and dry there. It's a simple problem thing. People say, I've got a complex problem, so I'm looking for a complex solution. Well, in this case, it's pretty cut and dry. You want to have a plan. And that's what I help financial advisors with. I've got it on my website right there in the products tab. If you go to theadvisorcoach.com, click on the products tab, one of my products is literally called Financial Advisor Marketing Plan. And that's clear. Financial Advisor Marketing Plan. Now, if that's not clear enough for you, maybe you shouldn't be a financial advisor. Maybe you should run on back to wherever you came from.
Starbucks.
Right. Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts. I like Dunkin' Donuts, but that's another time. So I do want to recap here. If you've got your personal cell phone number on your business card or your email signature, please get rid of it. Don't put it there. Nobody's going to think any less of you. Nobody's going to judge you that you're not accessible 24/7. Nobody's going to fire you simply because they couldn't get in touch with you in 5 minutes. You do want to get back to people relatively quickly, and maybe we can talk about that in a future episode, but it doesn't require you to sacrifice your time, because if you're sacrificing your time, you have no time to help people, you have no time to help yourself, no time to make more money, and also make a plan. Now, if you need some help, like I said, go to the Financial Advisor Marketing Plan, which I offer on my website. You'll see it there. It really is like a step-by-step guide. I spoon feed everything to you, tell you exactly what to do, and that's pretty much it for this episode.
What do you have coming up for us next time, James?
So next time, I'm going to be a little bit more lighthearted, and I'm going to talk about why your experience doesn't matter as a financial advisor, like your certifications, your experience. A lot of financial advisors think that their knowledge, their experience, they think that it's their meal ticket. They think it's the ticket to success. And it's one of the biggest myths financial advisors believe. I'm going to shatter. I'm just going to totally shatter this myth in the next episode.
Cannot wait. Another show is in the can, folks. We'll be back in your earbuds next time.
This is the podcastfactory.com.